and realize that I'm not the only one. So we're not allowed to walk with the fins on board because it's not safe, so we can only wear them when you're just about to get into the water.
You won't be disappointed. The staff was friendly, accommodating. It was well worth the money.
Well, I have my coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Faith Dodger and I'm literally the girl next door. So today we are in our final and fourth port of call, and I am doing the shipwreck, Castaway shipwreck catamaran tour and snorkeling. So if you're interested in seeing what this excursion is all about, then continue watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Chuka, the popular Caribbean tour operator, was managing this excursion. The highlights of this excursion included sailing the catamaran Castaway Girl to Buck Island while admiring the gorgeous scenery, snorkeling the clear crystal waters at Shipwreck Cove, seeing a shipwreck that lies just 25 feet below the surface of the water, and enjoying an open bar and Caribbean music on the return cruise. Get to meet wonderful people. So I made friends with a lovely lady, and here she is. Yeah, it's unbelievable how much in common we have. We've got so much in common, and it's been really nice hanging out. And today we are on an excursion together. Are you excited?
I am.
Okay.
A little nervous, but excited.
What made you what made you cruise solo?
I don't want to keep waiting for people.
You don't want to?
Sometimes you just gotta go out and do it. If you don't have anyone to go with, just go by yourself. You only live once.
That's true. That's true. So cruising alone is nothing to be afraid of. There are friendly people on board, and you will always meet someone you will gel well with. And we are getting along so fine, and it's been amazing.
This is her first day as an official captain, so she's been a captain for over 15 years, so I think she knows what she's doing, or she at least acts like it. But heading on to the lovely lady behind the bar. Everyone give it up for Angie. And then last but certainly not least, guys, my name is Brody. Everybody give it up for me. That's the best part right there. Alright, starting off with some life jackets. We do have 84 life jackets in a hatch on the right side of the bow up there. It does have enough life jackets this time, but if you happen to see myself, Angie, or Judy hopping in that hatch, grabbing a big orange fluffy thing, probably multiple bottles of rum and jumping off is probably going underneath the water, but that's okay. We do have an E-curb system located on the top of the hard deck right here. That gives our location to the Coast Guard. If this boat were to go underneath the water again, they'll be able to come right to us. But don't worry, guys. Twice in 1 week is very, very rare. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. We do also have a throwable life ring on the back of the boat. So if you happen to see someone fall overboard at any point during our trip today, your one and only job is to yell "man overboard" as loud as you can, and we are all going to point to the dummy who decided to fall off the boat. Please don't be that dummy today. We are keeping this a safe trip. Speaking of safety, you guys are more than welcome to walk around the boat as we are moving. However, this is a snorkel boat, so the deck is almost always wet, so it might be a little slick in some spots here. So just do me a favor and just hold on to something nice and solid as you're walking around. You're more than welcome to head up to the bow of the boat if you guys are hanging out down here. Just be aware of these lifelines right up here. These aren't meant to be held on to, grabbed upon, leaned up against, as there are your jump points once you get out to Buck Island there. You're more than welcome to sit up and around the nets while we are underway, but once we get out to Buck Island and on a mooring ball, you're more than welcome to lay out those nets out there. We do also have fire extinguishers located throughout the vessel, so if you happen to see a fire, smell a fire, or start a fire, please do not do that. But if you happen to, believe it or not, we are also trained to put out fires as well. That is it for the boring safety stuff. Let's get into some super exciting stuff. Who's ready for the bathrooms today? Yeah. So we do, well, we only have one bathroom here today. Unfortunately, last night on our sunset tour, there was a person that did not listen to our instructions and kind of ruined the bathroom over there. So our number one rule, we do have a bathroom going down the stairs on the left port side of the boat. Just hold on to something solid as you're walking down those stairs, as it might be a little bit slippery. But our number one rule about these bathrooms is that there is no paper that goes into those potties whatsoever. And there's a little trash bin receptacle located right next to it, so throw it did not go through your body into that trash bin for me. If you accidentally forget and put paper in the potty, head on over to Angie. She's got a little finger, she'll fish it out for you guys. She's also your bartender, so just think about that. We do, these toilets are nothing like your toilets back at your home. The way you flush these is you have a little black T-shaped handle on the right side of the toilet. All you're going to do is pump that T-shaped handle up and down 5 to 5 million times until your deposit magically disappears. Moving on to the bar. Unfortunately, we can't open up the bar until we get out to Buck Island. You guys hop in the water and get back up on board. It is a ridiculous law. I know I would give you a rum punch right now if I could, but unfortunately I can't. But in the meantime, we do have some ice cold water up at the bar. It's very, very important to hydrate because it's going to start to get very, very hot here today. We do also have a cooler on the left side of the boat that says soda on the top of it. That's full of ice cold Coke, Sprite, and Diet Coke, so help yourself to as much of that as you'd like. But don't worry, once we get out to Buck Island, that's when the rum punches are going to start to flow for you guys. I usually suggest taking a look at that whiteboard that's behind the bar, right behind Angie there. It's got all of our information. It's also got our brand new TripAdvisor. We love seeing all the pictures that you take throughout your day. And please, only if it's 5 stars, so I think that's all Judy's heart can handle. But that's where we're going.
yourself.
I hope so.
signed up as well, but one of the ladies reassured us that they are going to provide an extra floaties for some of us who are not confident swimmers, and she's going to be with us. And I think there are shallow areas. I am not going to snorkel around the shipwreck because it's 40 feet deep, but we're also going to go to waters like that are like 10, did she say 10 to 15 feet? About?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 10 to 15 feet. So yeah, we're gonna play it safe since it's my first time doing it. Buck Island National Wildlife Refuge, St. Thomas, was established in 1969 for its particular value in carrying out the National Migratory Bird Management Program. The refuge consists of the entire 45-acre island. The refuge boundary extends to sea level and does not include submerged or marine habitat. Buck Island National Wildlife Refuge is closed to the public. No visitor services, programs, or facilities exist to accommodate visitation to the island.
Sanctuary, so you cannot step foot anywhere on the island itself. It's about a $10,000 fine if you are caught stepping on the land.
Wow.
However, plus the shallower you get, the more sea urchins there are, so we don't want you guys stepping on those either. Speaking of fines, it is not uncommon to see turtles here in this cove. It's about a $15,000 fine if you are caught touching the turtles. Plus we do have oils on our hands that do hurt the turtles. And I don't want to have to put anybody on turtletoucher.com today, so just don't touch the turtles, guys, right? Starting off with the vest, very, very simple to use. Just put it right over your head, rest on your shoulders. It does have two straps. The more important strap is the one that goes around your waist from the left side and clips in on the right side. The reason why I say this one's more important is because you're going to want this one to be almost uncomfortably tight out there in the water. That way once you're out there, it's not riding up on you too bad. The second strap, I like to call this one the Caribbean happy strap. Use your back. It goes back behind your back, up between your legs, and clips up in the middle. Anyone who has happened to do this sitting down, please unclip that, stand back up, and readjust it. You'll thank me later. You guys are not required to put any air into these vests if you don't want to. However, I usually suggest throwing a little bit of air. The way you do that is you have this straw on the left side of the vest. All you're going to do is push down on the top of that straw and blow into it. I usually recommend about 1 to 3 big breaths of air just to help you float a little bit better out there in the water. But like I said, you're not required to put any air into it if you don't want to. If you feel like you have too much air into it when you're out there, the way you let some out is you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to push down on the top of that straw and give yourself a little hug, and you'll hear the air coming right out. That's pretty much it for the vest. If you guys have any issues or questions, feel free to let me know. Moving on to the masks here. If you guys have never used these kind of masks, very, very simple to use. I just say put the nose right in the nose hole right over your face. And then this is where it gets a little bit more important, is where the strap comes into play. So you're going to want to wear the strap higher on your head. I wear it as high as I can. That way it just creates the best seal for your mask, and it's also going to be the most comfortable. The lower the strap goes, it's going to be very uncomfortable with your ears, and it's also going to start to break the seal, and you're going to get a little bit of water in your mask. The way you do adjust the straps to get the size right, you do have these little tabs on the outside on either side of the mask. All you're going to do is lightly pull out that tab, and you'll be able to adjust the strap. A lot of people think once they put the mask on just to pull those straps as tight as possible. A, that's going to be very uncomfortable for you, and B, it's going to break the seal of the mask completely, and you're just going to have a very unenjoyable time out there in the water. So what you're going to Make sure there's not too much going into the mask itself, because you might get a little bit of water with the more hair that's in that mask. And then anyone with any mustaches, we do have some Vaseline down at the bar, so you're more than welcome to put a little bit of right on your mustache there. That's just going to help create a little bit better of a seal for you as well. Does anyone know how to keep these things from fogging up on you?
Spit it.
Yeah, spit is the best way. That's what I do. However, if you do think that's gross, we do have a little spray bottle down at the bar filled with Captain Judy spit for the last couple of It's got some baby shampoo in there, so you're more than welcome to spray a little bit right on the inside of the mask. And just let the bubbles sit on the lenses. That's what's going to help it from fogging up on you. But if you're swimming kind of farther away from the boat, spit is a lot easier rather than having to come all the way back to the boat. Moving on to these snorkels. Odds are you will get a little bit of water in these snorkels because there's a big hole right on the top. Easiest way to get that out is to use gravity as your friend. You're gonna lift it out of your mouth, take it out of the water, and just dump it upside down. Or if you're a little more experienced, you can keep it in your mouth and just go choo as loud as you can, and all the water is gonna go shooting out the top. That's pretty much it for the mask. If you guys have any issues, World War II, 190-foot cargo ship that transported cargo throughout the Caribbean. After the war, the crew decided that that kind of cargo wasn't making them enough money, so they decided to transport a different kind of cargo. Can anybody guess what that might have been? Yeah, so they decided to transport illegal agriculture throughout the Caribbean. It became a drug running boat for about 10 years until one night the crew was almost about to get caught, so they actually set it on fire and it sunk over in the harbor there at St. Thomas. It did create a navigational hazard with all the cruise ships trying to get in and out of the port, so the Coast Guard wanted to go and blow it up. One of them in particular actually saved it, raised up enough money for through some protests, and had it brought way out there in about 100 feet of water. And up until it sat there until Hurricane Hugo comes around in the 80s, and Hurricane Hugo actually put it up onto Buck Island, up on the land there. Just to give you some perspective, in some of the Category 5 hurricanes we have here, the waves will actually be breaking at the top of that lighthouse up there, so it does get pretty crazy out here during the storm. And I believe it was Hurricane Marilyn that came around in 1996 that dragged it back off of Buck Island, basically about where you go and check it out in a little bit here. So it sat there peacefully until 2016 when Hurricane Marie come through and it actually took the decking off, so you can see down into the actual engines, which is very, very cool to see. That is pretty much the entire history. You guys can choose to believe me if you want to, or I totally could have just made that entire story up. But like I said, we're going to pull out some pool noodles as well. You guys are more than welcome to grab some of those guys. But we're going to get these guys opened up. Andy's going to meet you towards the back of the
Here goes nothing. So I'm going to wear my fins.
Yeah, I'm good.
How's it going?
It's good.
It's good. Okay, that's reassuring.
How do I go like that? Because if you're going backwards, go like this.
I'm not so confident, but I'm happy to know and realize that I'm not the only one. So we're not allowed to walk with the fins on board because it's not safe, so we can only wear them when you're just about to get into the water. So there goes nothing.
Can you lean forward a little bit? I think this might help you if you're do this with your arms. Big wide swings.
These fins are so big. You okay? Ooh, the water is so cold.
I'm coming over to you. Maybe
You okay?
try to give it. Yeah. Kind of, can you turn your body? Want to give us a hand? I think once your legs are up, it's all right. Sorry if I I'm just trying to bring you back. You try to turn like this? There's rocks out there. Here you go. Oh, there. Yeah. So then. I'm so sorry. Where's your needle? It's on the front. Okay. Yeah, it's in the front. Then I think.
Alright, I want to try and snorkel from here.
Sorry. There you go. Okay. So, but how do I? So just try to like.
Oh.
Keep your legs down low. Your legs just come out. Wait. I'll go back to the. Do you think her vest is perfect? You can't get it.
I think I've gained a bit of confidence, so I'll be happy to move closer to shore, but we're waiting for Angie to come and get us, and she's going to guide us. There's more fish, she says, by the shore.
I'm gonna.
Angie, I'm finding it a bit tougher with the red thingy, the red buoy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to hold on to that then.
Oh, I don't.
I didn't know if it was going to help you or not.
Okay. I'm just taking a break, but they're beautiful fish below, like the bluefish. I don't know what they're called, but they're moving in colonies. And this beautiful coral. I'm going to insert all the video clips in there. It's lovely. I can feel the current getting a bit stronger. Oh my God! I'm also just going to take off my friends and go up. And I'm feeling a little cold now. Yeah, it's getting chilly.
I'm gonna go.
This was loads of fun.
Well, you know what? Because it's the overcast for us.
Yeah.
But I love this experience.
It's beautiful. It's been nice, right?
Yeah.
It's so relaxing as well.
Yeah, it is. I worked hard for this after the zip lining. Let me tell you.
Oh, you did, right?
That zip lining was nothing to play with.
Was it hard?
For me, yes.
Just fast, scary? What was it? I've never done one.
The zip lining wasn't the issue. It was going over those, not a tightrope, but it has the wooden planks and and it was the stairs,
Getting up to it.
the climbing was it was hard for me.
But you guys were like on top of the mountain, it seemed, because the views you had.
And it was steeper than this.
Yeah, it was high up. I could tell from the pictures you took. It was,
That's the part that was.
This was so much fun, and I'm so happy that my GoPro survived. Castaway girl.
though. They were moving. Like we just did it. You went down with the helmet on, and then they fed the fish in front of you, but you just stood there.
Oh, they're moving around?
They're moving around. Yeah. They're like on little scooters or something, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I was... Yeah.
Like, see them out there? That's them.
Oh, with the bobbing thing on the head? Oh.
But they're walking around with the helmet on.
But they're on like a little scooter.
That's what I was gonna do.
Oh, a sea bus. And like bus abbreviations
that's good.
is something submersible. One of the S's is a submersible.
Well, I'm glad I did this one. I could always do that another time.
St. Thomas is one of the Virgin Islands in the Caribbean Sea and a constituent district of the United States Virgin Islands, an unincorporated territory of the United States. Along with surrounding minor islands, it is one of the 3 county equivalents in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Together with St. John, it forms one of the districts of the U.S. Virgin Islands. The territorial capital and port of Charlotte-Amalie is located on the island. St. Thomas offers a variety of amenities for visitors, including numerous beaches, water sports activities, duty-free shopping, and historical landmarks. The island is known for its beautiful beaches like Magens Bay and Sapphire Beach, which are popular for swimming, sunbathing, and snorkeling. Other amenities include opportunities for scuba diving, windsurfing, kayaking, and parasailing. Additionally, St. Thomas has a lively nightlife with various restaurants and bars and features a range of duty-free shopping options.
There were seats in here.
Yeah, I thought there were seats.
Yeah.
But this will work. Oh, I'm so happy.
All right.
I've had my share.
It to be
Oh yeah, see, it went down that road. It went over that road. The bus.
Oh, I see what. Oh,
open air bus or something. It went this way.
oh. Using that road?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Oh yes, and there's another road.
Oh yeah, maybe it went up this one then. I don't remember, but I did see something go up.
The sky ride should be part of the walking tour, isn't it?
I don't know. You would imagine so, but I don't know. Wow, is that a hotel? Paradise Point.
Why were you worried? I was like, that man, he looked like he was drinking, and I just let her get in the elevator with him. I should have got in the elevator
Oh,
with her.
that time. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. No. I was scared.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Everything's beautiful. I'm like, Tara, how many photos are you going to take? How many? Everything's beautiful. No, I can't resist this one. This is really
It looks
nice.
lovely. Yeah.
We still going to get the magnets?
Oh yes. Definitely. Those ones just didn't look. I don't know. They had a cheap look to them. I don't know. I just. Okay. I felt that.
Taxi back over there, just walk around the shop.
We have those shops there, right? It's probably similar stuff. Watches, jewelry, cheap t-shirts.
Okay, so we've done quite a lot in St. Thomas. We had an early morning. We left the ship at 8 and we are still out and about. We're supposed to be back in by 5:30, so it's almost 5. We found souvenirs in, that was Kmart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tara suggested that we go to Kmart and we found reasonably priced souvenirs. So if you're looking for souvenirs in St. Thomas, Kmart is the place to be. They're much cheaper than what you get in souvenir shops. But anyways, Tara, what did you like about St. Thomas?
I like the excursion we went on to. I like the excursion that we went on for the snorkeling. I never thought that I would be in that deep water, but I enjoyed it. I like the sky ride. That was fun as well. The overall environment, the people seemed friendly. So I would definitely come back again, not even on a cruise, but 3-4 day stay here in St. Thomas. I liked it.
You liked it? I loved the snorkeling too. And it's funny, like when we were going up, we were both not confident. And
At all.
And then when Angie was like, just get your noodle on, get your inflatable vest and meet me in the middle, I was like, what? Meet you where? I was expecting her to direct me. But once we were out in the water and we were able to float, then my confidence was just raised, and I couldn't believe I was snorkeling, and it's beautiful out there.
Yes, it is.
It's quite a. Do you think it was worth paying for the excursion?
It was well worth it.
Right?
They were called Getaway Girl. What was do you remember the website? I would definitely refer them.
Castaway.
Castaway, okay. Castaway Girl?
I'll put it in the description and I'll write it over here. But it has Castaway Shipwreck.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
You won't be disappointed. The staff was friendly, accommodating. It was well worth the money.
Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you've watched to this end, then please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Catch you later.